You couldn't get $1. It was hard to get one. When you got one, you had. When I started working,
1926 seems so long ago. If you anything like me, you don't even remember this. But I got the chance to sit down with someone who does. I always think about longevity, thinking about how long will I be here? What will be my legacy? Um, my grandpa, God blessed him to live for 97 years. So in his video, he shares the gospel, he shares his life and some tips that help lead to his longevity to his 97 years. If you anything like me, then maybe you think, oh, I want to live to 100. So check this video out. So you was born right in 1926, right, Papa?
huh?
1926.
Yeah, it was born.
Yeah.
Yeah, 30 September 1926.
What was it like back then?
Huh?
Like, what was it like back then?
Well, what is it like?
Yeah.
Like slavery time? No, it was hard. It was rough. It was rough, girl, because it wasn't no nothing like what they call it depression, and he had nothing. Nobody, white neither black. He had no money. Going town was broke. Like talking about going on. But anyway, that's the way it was. No money wasn't circulating. That's when people work for nothing. Any of that thing you got, you could take $1 and make grocery with it. You could buy 2 cents worth of this, 3 cents worth of lard, 4 cents worth of rice. That's the way it was. And you couldn't get $1. It was hard to get one. When you got one, you had. When I started working at the brickyard, that's where I was work job I had.
How old were you?
Huh?
How old you was when you started
Oh,
working?
I was a young boy. I was a little boy, and I left White Cow come in with I don't. I left my grandmother. I was young, cause too young to work. But I worked there because didn't have no age limit. You just cut the wood, and they come pick it up in the wood. Just tell you where to cut it. And that's the way it was. You just go and cut the wood, and they come and take it up there and give what you cut, how many cords you got, they pay you for it. But it didn't last long. And that's why I went to return, because they seen how I was working up there. I went to work to get the wood. They told me I was too young to lay me off. But I got to work anyhow. Told me what it was. I had to work. And I worked. And I done that until the war. When the war came, they had things start to open up. They start to open plants up.
What war?
Huh?
What war?
War, the World War. And Rowan went to the army, and Charles went to the army. Hmm. And I didn't go because they cut my foot. That's his foot right there. His foot right there. You see it now, you know how it been cut. It was rough. I can't tell you all about it, and I don't feel like it, but it was tough. It was tough. You didn't have nothing. You didn't have nothing to eat. People didn't have nothing to eat, girl. Anything to do. We used to go scrap corn. We had the corn people. We had to raise corn for the plants and them fields and things around. We go and scrap that corn with the leaves. What the mist or we had to leave it. Scrap that up in the wood and give it to right there where Kira at the head. I mean, Adam Burger on. He had made a little something where you could grind the cornmeal, grind the corn up, make cornmeal and grits. Hmm. And we used to bring it there to him. We take half of the corn and then grind it up and give you the cornmeal and the grits. We done that. Anything. Then my grandmother, she's a pretty good liver. She used to give fairs. My grandfather, he was working at the sawmill down there. And they were doing, because my dad, he wasn't doing nothing for us. He left us like fat. And that made my mama still having children. That's what it was. So they were doing what they could for us. They was giving us food, buying the clothes, thing what we needed, and taking care of it until the thing got big enough and I started working full time. And it started paying man price, and that's when it started getting better. But I was the one, the mothers didn't do it. I was the one done, wintertime, ice, snow and everything. I went to work out there in the woods. water cold, pants, you get the water right here. You stayed in the water. As you get up out the water, all on that turn ice. So that means you had to stay in that water. And when you get too cold, you get to one of the big cyphers instead of the fire, the stomp, and you get there and warm by it, and dry up for what you could up there. But your hand be hurting and all that stuff. Oh, that was time. That's why I say God is good. But he ever made to do it and not done it. Hey, man, I ain't never seen a man like that, a young boy like that. Get that much knowledge. But God was giving me the knowledge. That's where it was all coming from the Lord. They didn't know, but I know it was.
Right, because what grade you stop school?
Huh?
What grade you stop school?
4th.
Ooh.
Just had to start school and they just quit. Go to work, girl. They had nothing. Man, Mac Mellon, Leroy quit talking. You always go to school. Don't never stop school. I say, I hope I don't. I was on my way to stopping then. Because they had nothing. And you couldn't go to school. Nobody had nothing. And somebody had to get out there and get something. And I was the one. And I did. We was paying $2 and $3 a month for rent. And couldn't hardly pay that. We'd run over Jake Bass, not Jake Bass, what you call? He was there taking the rent down there in the houses. We were running away from there. No, we ain't had nothing to pay no rent. No. Anything you give him, he take it. Anything. He had nothing to give him. He know that. Well, he know how the thing was. Everybody know how it was. They'd give you a break because they couldn't help it because they ain't had no money. They were trying to get every nickel they could, If you give them something now and then, they were satisfied with it. Yeah, that's the way it was. You couldn't do that now.
No, at all. They want their money today.
Yeah.
And you not finding no rent for no $2 and $3.
That's right. There you go.
And you know what, Paul, what's crazy is, all right, so me thinking about it, I think about it like, your day, that was the good days, $2, $3 rent, but you actually lived through it. You knew how hard it was to just make $2 and $3 for rent,
That's what I'm saying. That was easy for the rent. I mean, not easy, but it was hard for to get the rent.
Right, exactly.
What it was, just put it this way. They said anything wasn't but $1. But it's to get the dollar.
Yeah, it's to get the dollar.
See what I mean? That's where the thing was cheap, but you didn't have the money. And nobody had the money to give you. You had to hustle. I went pull corn with Tony Jones and cut big old cart wagon. $6 a load, and they had 3 or 4 of us doing that. That's only given $6. And that was money. They didn't done that to get the money for to bring home. Because God blessed you for it. God would bless him, and I didn't know how he would bless, but he was blessing me. Because I always could get something to get $1. And that meant something then, girl. Shit, you couldn't get 50 cents a quarter. That's right. If you get $1, that meant a whole lot. And you appreciate it too, if you're the right person. And that's the way it was. Yes, indeed.
So how you make it to 97, Papa? How you make it to 97?
How me?
Yeah, if somebody was to ask you, like, how do I make it to 97? What would you tell them?
Just wake on through and don't give it a thought. Let's keep on living day by day until you get to one thing to another. And don't give that a thought. And just keep on going and get better with it. And just go on. You enjoy it better, but get the more you experience a lot of things that have happened don't be happening when you be gone, and it'd be better for you, and that's what you think about, and that's how you make it. Just keep on going. You get a salary, and then you be so proud of it. That's where it come in at. Then you be saying, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna make every dollar I could." That's where it was. Well, you ain't had time to worry about how you make it, all that kind of stuff. All you do is worry about what you had to do, and just do it. And that's it. I just wake on through till I was 90. Well, till I retired.
So how you adjusted to being retired? Like how you got used to retirement?
Well, at first retirement, I got loaned for work. Because I worked all my life. And I used to sit down sometimes and say, shit, I ought to have stayed working. And I could have went back to work if I wanted to. Want to go to work. I said, I done retired. I ain't going back to work because I made too much to go back to work. Mm-hmm. And all these years I was working, and it's time to retire, and I ain't going back to work. And if I told the man that job, I said, Leroy, you can't retire now. I said, watch me and see. I retired. I said, you need to retire. You got 20 more years. I said, I hope I have more years than that, but it won't be here. I'm going to retire. And I retired, and that's what it was. I don't work no more. I don't work enough. I worked for a little bit of boy and doing all kind of work. And done all kind of work since I've been a man. I ain't going back to work. And I had people, a lot of people wanted me to come back to work for them. I said, no. Got my Social Security. And then they started every now and then to give you a little raise. Every year to give you a little cost of living raise. And I didn't make, so you could work and make so much money. If you want to take much, I say I retired. I don't want to wait. I don't want to make so much money. I'm going to take what God give me to live with and live with that. And that's how I learned how to live with that. That was all I need. And I had no problem with it. None whatsoever. You know, when you're doing the right thing and thinking right, God open the way for you. That's another thing. That's ours. You got to close and close to God. I think about how it was with me and how I could do things and other people couldn't do it, and I could do it for them too, and they couldn't do it for themselves. Like people come to me and want to borrow $5, I give it to them. Some would get back to them, some never did get back to them. But I didn't worry about it. Just go to get somebody, come to boy, 10, I give it to them. But always something happened, and I could make that money back, you know, and I could see it. And that's another thing. God will open the way for you when you're doing right. That's all to it. You might not see it, but you will if you live. It won't be no long time. If you're doing the right thing, but you got to do the right thing. And just like right now, you just remember and pray to God, on to remember God, what he did on Calvary Hill, then it'd be much better for everybody. That's what I've been telling y'all. Y'all pray and remember God and what he done for you. And it'd be a lot better than what you're thinking about other more crazy things, because that's worldly things. And you don't get none out of worldly things. Nothing you're going to get out of it. I think it's going to make you live. I see, because you know why? Because we held responsible for the right thing. We held responsible. What God tells us to do, we held for that. And if we don't do it, we got to pay off for it. And that's the devil way. Now, yeah, people don't know why come God didn't kill the devil. I say because he created the devil. But I said, when he comes, he's going to bind it down.